Hawaii's tourism industry does not want you to see this video, because they've spent 60 years convincing you that living here requires a tech fortune or a timeshare lawyer, and meanwhile there are 10 towns where the median home costs less than a garage in Honolulu, and your entire month fits inside a social security check. When I started researching this, I assumed it was impossible. Then I found a town where 98% of the island belongs to one billionaire. An island with 0 traffic lights, where the bakery sells hot bread through a back door after dark. The southernmost town in the entire United States, and a place that survived an actual river of lava in 2018 and is somehow still the cheapest zip code in the state. If retiring in paradise on roughly $2,000 a month sounds like a scam, good, stay skeptical and hit subscribe because I'm about to show you the math. Let's count it down. Number 10, Ocean View. Ocean View on the southern slopes of Mauna Loa is known as the world's largest subdivision, a grid of streets carved across 18 square miles of black lava fields, and the median home price sits around $285,000. In Hawaii, I'll say that again for the people in the back, $285,000 in Hawaii. Now the honest part. Much of Ocean View is off the grid. Many residents run solar panels and catch rainwater in barrels, the nearest real beach is a half-hour drive, and you are living on the flank of the largest active volcano on Earth. But there are no HOAs, no covenants, farmers market Saturdays, and the Kahuku unit of Hawaii Volcanoes National Park is basically your backyard. Ocean View is Hawaii with the marketing stripped off. What's left is lava, silence, and a mortgage payment that makes mainland retirees weep. Number 9, Pahala. Pahala is an old sugar plantation town in the Ka'u district, and when the sugar mill shut down in 1996, most of Hawaii forgot the place existed. The plantation-era homes remain, small, tin-roofed, and among the cheapest houses in the state, and the town quietly reinvented itself around something better than sugar. Ka'u coffee, grown on these exact slopes, now wins international awards and beats famous Kona beans in blind tastings, which the Kona people do not enjoy hearing. 5 miles down the road sits Punalu'u Beach, jet black sand where endangered green sea turtles haul out to nap in the sun like they own the place, because legally, they kind of do. There's no nightlife, no resort, no traffic. There's coffee, turtles, and quiet. For a certain kind of retiree, that's not a compromise. That's the entire wish list. Number 8, Naalehu. Naalehu is the southernmost town in the United States, further south than Key West, further south than anywhere, and it leans into the title with the southernmost bakery in America, where the sweet bread alone justifies the drive. Median home prices run around $360,000, and the surrounding Ka'u coast is the emptiest, wildest shoreline in the islands, including the famous green sand beach near South Point, one of only a handful on the planet. When I stopped at the bakery, a retired guy from Oregon told me his monthly budget, and when I asked what he missed most about the mainland, he thought about it and said, Costco being closer. That's it. That's the sacrifice. The southernmost town in America, and the biggest complaint is the distance to bulk paper towels. Number 7, Honoka'a. Honoka'a sits on the Hamakua coast, a plantation town that lost its sugar mill in 1994 and simply refused to die. The wooden storefronts on Mamane Street are original. The Honoka'a People's Theater has been showing films since 1930, and 10 minutes up the road is the Waipio Valley Lookout, a view so absurd it looks like a rendering error. The town still throws a Western week with an actual rodeo, because this coast was cowboy country before most mainland states existed. Homes here cost more than Ka'u, but far less than the resort coasts, and the community is the kind where the hardware store knows your project before you finish describing it. Honoka'a is what Hawaii looked like before Hawaii became a brand. Number 6, Hawi and Kapa'au. Drive Highway 270 to the very end of the Big Island's northern tip, and you'll find the twin towns of Hawi and Kapa'au, where the road literally runs out at the Pololu Valley Lookout. King Kamehameha, the man who united the Hawaiian Islands, was born near here, and the original statue of him stands in tiny Kapa'au because it was lost at sea, presumed gone, replaced, and then recovered years later, so the little town got to keep the original. Sugar left in the 1970s, Artists and galleries moved into the old buildings, and the town settled into a green, breezy, end-of-the-road calm. It's pricier than Kau, and services are thin. But you're retiring at the birthplace of a king, at the end of a road most tourists never finish. Number 5. Hanapepe. Over on Kauai, Hanapepe calls itself Kauai's biggest little town, and it earned a stranger honor. The animators of Lilo and Stitch used it as inspiration for the film's setting, which means this dusty, charming old Main Street is technically a Disney location that Disney doesn't own. Every Friday night, the gallery's open for an art walk. There's a swinging footbridge that wobbles exactly as much as you fear, and Talk Story Bookstore holds the title of westernmost bookstore in the United States. Kauai isn't cheap, and I won't pretend otherwise, but Hanapepe sits on the affordable west side, far from the resort corridors, where rents and older homes remain within reach of a careful budget. A town that inspired a movie about a scrappy little family getting by on almost nothing. The metaphor writes itself. If you're still watching, the top 4 is where this list gets genuinely strange, so hit that like button before a billionaire buys the algorithm too. Number 4. Lanai City. Lanai City sits in the middle of an island that is 98% owned by one man, Larry Ellison, the Oracle founder, who bought nearly the entire island in 2012 for a reported $300 million. The town was built by Dole in the 1920s, when Lanai grew as much as 75% of the world's pineapples, and the plantation grid of tin-roofed cottages around Dole Park still stands. No traffic lights, no chains, one school. Here's the twist. Because one owner controls the housing, rents in town have historically stayed far below resort island rates, even while 2 of the most expensive hotels in Hawaii operate 20 minutes away. The catch is availability, because you can't buy what one man owns, and waiting lists are real. Retiring on Lanai means becoming essentially a character in a billionaire's terrarium. The rent is reasonable. The landlord is worth billions. Make peace with that and it's paradise. Number 3. Kaunakakai. Kaunakakai is the main town on Molokai, an island with 0 traffic lights, no buildings taller than a coconut tree, and a population that has repeatedly voted to keep it that way, rejecting cruise ships and resort developments that every other island accepted. The famous ritual here is Hot Bread Lane, where after dark you walk down an alley behind Kanemitsu Bakery and buy loaves straight from the oven through the back door, split and slathered with butter and jam. At the post office up the road, you can mail an actual coconut anywhere in the world, no box required. Single-family homes have gotten expensive because so few exist, but oceanfront condos still list from the mid-200s, and one unit at the old Hotel Molokai recently listed for $95,000. Molokai doesn't want tourists. It tolerates neighbors. Show up humble, and it might let you become one. Number 2. Pahoa. Pahoa is the cheapest zip code in the entire state of Hawaii, with median home values reported around $270,000 to $345,000, and average rents among the most affordable in the islands, and it holds that title despite the fact that in 2018 the Kilauea eruption sent lava through the surrounding Puna district and destroyed roughly 700 homes. I want to be careful here, because those were real people who lost everything they owned, and many are still rebuilding their lives. The town itself survived. Wooden boardwalks, tin awnings, a main street that looks like a tropical Wild West set, and the Makuu Farmers Market draws 150 vendors every Sunday. The trade-off is written into the ground. Parts of Puna sit in the highest lava hazard zones, insurance is complicated, and the volcano does not consult anyone's retirement plan. Pahoa is cheap because the earth here is still deciding what it wants to be. The people who stay have decided too. Number 1. Hilo. Hilo is the crown jewel of affordable Hawaii, and I don't say that lightly. It's the rainiest city in America, around 130 inches a year, which is exactly why the resort industry built everything on the dry side of the island and left Hilo alone, and that neglect preserved a real, functioning, gorgeous Hawaiian city. Average rents run around $1,860 a month. The median property tax is about $1,327 a year, among the cheapest in the state, and there's a full hospital, a university, a legendary farmers market, and the Merry Monarch Festival, the most prestigious hula competition on earth. Hilo has also been leveled twice by tsunamis, in 1946 and 1960, and rebuilt both times, which is why the bayfront is now parkland and the Pacific Tsunami Museum stands downtown as a promise to remember. To be fair, groceries cost more, electricity runs about 48 cents per kilowatt hour, and the average social security check near $2,000 a month means renting a modest place, cooking at home, and letting the rain be your entertainment. But a couple with 2 checks can genuinely make Hilo work. It rains every day in Hilo. Nobody who lives there would trade it. That's the list. 10 Hawaii towns the brochures skip. And the honest truth is that none of them are easy. They're just possible, which in Hawaii is its own miracle. If this video changed what you thought retirement could look like, subscribe, because next week I'm covering the islands outside America where your check goes twice as far. And drop a comment telling me which of these towns you'd actually risk the volcano for. I'll see you in the next one.